Hey, it's time for our show again. This is the game review. And as Brandy notes, kind of what we thought. The Bears still kind of suck.
They do. They do suck.
Mostly their quarterback really sucks.
No, there's more than that.
Dude, he was terrible. He was terrible.
It's more than that.
I know, but if the Bears had just run the ball, they finally took them like till they were down by a couple scores to be like, we're just going to run the ball because everything else doesn't work. And then they did well. So if they just run the ball game, they would have been better off. Although Kenny Clark was a monster again. Apparently he's...
No.
Hey, PFF has got him rated higher than Aaron Donald.
And Aaron Nagler said that he was amazing. He was
amazing.
unstoppable force. And Andy Herman said he's an unstoppable. Was this? No. Okay. Aaron Nagler's exact quote was, he was unblockable with one man. They had to double team him to stop him. Well, I didn't even try to find video of Kenny Clark getting single blocked and not doing anything, and I haven't. So
you were
I wasn't even looking for Kenny Clark. Like, no offense, I know Brandy, maybe you like Kenny Clark. I'm not saying he's bad.
No,
I'm just saying.
And
the way people talk about him, like he's some kind of freaking miracle worker or some crap. Right. He's not. He's just not a good player.
He's not that great, but let's say this so far, these first two games, this is the best start to any season he's had. This is the best I've seen him play these last two games in his time at the Packers.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know why I don't know what they're thinking. I mean, I'm sorry.
I'm not saying he's amazing. I'm just saying this is the best I've seen Kenny Clark play, which means he's actually playing well.
Out of all the things to take from that game.
But not like monster destroy. He's not destroy everybody.
Aaron Jones destroyed everybody.
Yeah, Aaron Jones.
That's who
broke like
everybody.
60 tackles. Well,
13. It was 13 tackles, but still.
Well, but how many guys did he make miss though? Too. That's because in his little like swervy moves where guys are like coming up full speed and then he just makes a little dip this way, and it's not like this super crazy cut like we've talked about before. That's how he moves, but he still made 3 guys miss on some of those times. It's like the safety's flying up unblocked. And Aaron Jones just gives him this little like inside cutting off the wrong foot, leaning this way, and the guy goes flying past him, and Aaron Jones keeps going. He's the weirdest, but the craziest, but one of the best. Damn, he was good in this game.
He is the best.
Oh,
Brandy's biased. Okay,
Brandy's got a Kenny Clark jersey. That's okay. Hey,
well, I got a Rasul Douglas jersey, so in my opinion, he can never do wrong. Even though Jason said he sucked the other day.
I didn't say he sucked.
Rasul Douglas got like a 50 or a 60 something grade from PFF for this last game.
I said that he ignited the defense with those, but he made those 2 tackles on that one series, and those were his only 2 tackles in the whole game.
What are we talking about this stuff for? When we why do you like? I got video.
Well, I didn't. I'm just giving my opinions here. It says opinions on the top, so I'm just giving them. Well, but you got video to back up our opinions. Let's look at some video. You got video?
Of course,
ready
I
to
have
go?
video. Actually, it's funny how we talk about this here. How do I get this? Oh, there we go.
It's the video. It's the time to get ready to rock and roll. David says time to get real.
This next video is going to show Rasul Douglas firing up the defense after they gave up a touchdown in the first series, then second series. It also shows Kenny Clark getting blocked by one guy. So there you go. No. I debunk Aaron Nagler. And I talk about how great Rasul Douglas is all in one shot. So here we go. Don't share it yet because it's going to do the crazy Wildman screen or whatever it is.
I don't see your video yet. There it is. Okay, I'm adding it to the stream. You ready now? All right, let's take a look at some videos. Tape don't lie, remember? We have ideas in our heads about what happened. Let's watch the tape. We'll review the tape together, and we will enjoy the fact the Packers won a game 27-10.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
Before we have to move on later in the week and talk about this upcoming game because I'm a little more scared about that.
Yeah. All right, Rick so this is what?
Oh, Rick says Kenny's pretty good. Was dogging it at times last couple of years, but he can be disruptive. He can be, and at times he is. But anyway, you got some tape.
Are we doing my video or what are we doing?
We're doing your video. We just had to get Rick.
Well, stop interrupting me because I can't see you when I do it the video. So when you start talking about something else or what somebody else says or whatever it is, I don't know what's going on.
Well, if it's a
so if you tell me, okay, do the video, then we're doing the video. We can talk about what somebody says after the video.
Settle down.
See, we should be having preset like before the show talks about this stuff instead of doing it during the show. It's unprofessional. Let's go, brother.
All right, it's up to you. Your video.
This video is called D fired up after giving up the touchdown. Boom. If you look at here, in the green, you got Preston Smith. He's going to get chipped by the tight end, blocked by the left tackle, run all the way around the backside, and get the sack. And why is he able to do that? Because Rashawn Gary blows the crap out of the right tackle right at Justin Fields, and Justin Fields has got to step up. But because Kenny Clark got blocked by one guy and didn't move, there was no place to step up. Now, you could say Kenny Clark was doing his job of not letting anybody past him, but you'll see that he doesn't really move. So here you go. It's a great play. I don't know if you want to watch them all at the same time real fast or slow it down. We'll slow it down.
Let's watch one at a time here. Let's just see how this goes.
Here you go. Oh. It's going too fast. As you see, look at this. Kenny Clark blocked by 76. Rashawn Gary still hasn't even... Okay, I want to make it clear. At this point, Kenny Clark is blocked with 76 right here. Okay? Just remember that for later.
Tevin Jenkins, who basically wasn't good enough, almost lost his job, now is starting at right guard because Lucas broke his thumb.
Yep. Right. And then over here, Preston is way over here with the tight end blocking him. And Gary is not quite engaged yet with the right tackle. Okay?
Okay.
Here we go. We're moving up. Now,
wow.
At this point, Kenny Clark is still being blocked in the exact same spot. Heads up, everybody! But he was unstoppable. You couldn't block him single guy block. Yeah, you could. And it just shows right here. He's in the exact same spot. Rashawn Gary has already moved from here all the way here and shoved this guy all the way this way. Preston Smith got through the tight end and the left tackle, and he's down here. He's gonna be coming around this way.
Jaron Reed got some penetration there too. Who's the guy in the middle? Is that Slayton or?
I don't know who it is.
I don't know either. We'll find out.
It's TJ Slate.
TJ Slayton, yeah. Jaron Reed was on the over left guard there. He did some good stuff. He got some.
So I don't know who you watched on that. We'll watch it again. But what my point is this: Preston Smith hustled, and that was really nice to see in this game. Rashawn Gary used his strength to bull rush, and Kenny Clark did nothing. Look at him. He did absolutely nothing. And I'm not saying he's bad, because he had other plays where he was great. But you can't say that Kenny Clark was unblockable by only one man the entire game. No, he wasn't. He was blockable. Now, in this play, you're going to watch Rasul. He's going to come over. He's going to say something to Savage or somebody, point at something, and he's not even looking at the ball. And then as soon as it's snapped, he looks back, and he recognizes the play and just goes. And it's awesome. That's what this arrow means. It's just Rasul going, what? Ball snapped? Go. So watch Rasul. He's going to be looking at somebody, pointing at something, and then as soon as his head goes back to where the ball is, he sees that it snapped, he just goes, whoosh. It's awesome. So check this play out. See, he's going to be right here. He's looking, talking, like, oh, what? Tight end can't block him. He's almost falling over, and he still makes a tackle for a loss. Look at that. That is the man. He wasn't even paying attention, and he still made a huge, awesome play. And the tight end couldn't stop him. That's Douglas, baby. So you got Preston with the effort sack. Rasul with the awareness. As soon as he turns around, attack, attack, attack. And now this play is the third down play. And what I want to do is I want you to watch these two guys. They're going to be right next to each other, so you're going to be able to see how they react to the ball. When the ball is over here, watch Rasul Douglas attack and watch Campbell just kind of stand there. And also Stokes. But he's a corner. That's fine. But it's just it's shocking to me that this guy is the All-Pro and this guy is the free agent signed off the practice squad. Okay? But watch these two and how they react to the ball carrier when he gets the ball. So I don't quite know why Campbell was going along with the offensive lineman. Like, did he want to get blocked? Like, he kind of goes backwards with Tevin Jenkins. Like, look. Here's the ball carrier right here. What is he doing? Just attack him.
Yeah, because Douglas has outside contain right there, so he does not need to play to his outside shoulder. He can just fly up and make him make a decision. Like fly up. If he misses, you make a decision to go to one of your other guys.
But I think, and Douglas is a little patient there. But I think because Campbell didn't make a move, he's like, forget it, I'm making a move, because he knows if this guy gets his hands on him, he's probably in trouble. Because later on in the game, Lucas Patrick got his hands on him and took him out of a couple plays. A lot of those big runs.
Got his hand on him. Just one hand is all he had.
Yeah, well, it was enough to stop Douglas because he's like half the weight of
Moogie, LP's pretty good. He's a crafty guy. Even with just one hand, he's good.
But he gets off the block. He never blocked him. Probably because he was looking at Campbell. And then Douglas makes the play.
I love sometimes those offensive linemen run around in space, right? It's really
they're
like he just ran past both of them. What was he gonna? Who was he gonna block? Come on, you pick one and you block one. Tevin Jenkins, what the hell is that? That's not.
So that's some awesome stuff right there.
That's good. I like it.
Awesome stuff. Rasul Douglas, attack, recognize, attack, recognize, attack, recognize,
come
attack.
On, Allie. You don't need.
That's
to
not Allie.
down.
That's freaking Matt.
I know. Just because you're sore, because your Vikings got their butts whipped, because they're really not as good as they looked like in the first week.
Okay, we're not talking about the crappy.
We can. Actually, remember Viking Mo wanted to come on, our show again to gloat after the win, and then we just avoided him for 1 week. I'll invite him on this week. Now he can come on back on our radio show, Viking Mo. Because now he's Vikings 24-7. Terrible. Anyway. All right, what else you got? So those are some plays. I like it. Defense attacking. I mean, that was it. Because the first series they looked soft. They were, Chicago was doing whatever the heck they wanted. Flew up and down the field on them. Ran the ball, passed the ball a little bit. I mean, they weren't very successful in the game passing the ball, but they got a little bit. And mostly, they just had a good, solid, consistent drive. It was under 4 minutes, but it was, I think, 10 plays. So they had tempo, which, would be nice to have sometimes, right, for offensive football, but it would neither here nor there. Tempo, and they got it done, and they scored a touchdown. Then somebody had to wake up, and it seemed like those plays by Rasul woke people up and got them fired up. And that's what we talked about the previous week. Defensive leadership, who's going to be the leaders, who's a fire-up guy. We saw Rasul being one of the fire-up guys. He has to be, and so he had to do it with his play. Probably was doing it with his voice, but also with his play.
Yeah.
All right, you got more? Let's look at more.
Yeah, of course I do. Here we go.
Film.
This is the third down play, where Fields got tackled over along the side, on the left side over here. But what I want to show is, a lot of people I think were saying, "Oh, Kenny Clark," but I don't want to bang Kenny Clark. But anyways, on this play. Okay, I don't know if it was supposed to be a handoff to the running back and then Fields kept it and went around, kept it to go this way. But the cool thing you're going to see on this is Gary is supposed to be getting blocked by this right tackle, but Gary actually drops back in coverage here. Like just a little bit. Like he's kind of like, instead of like rushing right away. And Preston does the same thing. They're both kind of like waiting to see what's going to happen, which is kind of weird. Like if they would have just ran the ball, they probably would have got the first down because it was like 3rd and 3 or something. The other thing that's really dumb is, so then because 75 is looking at Gary, he totally doesn't block Kenny Clark. And 76, for some unknown reason, ignores Kenny Clark and ignores Devondre Campbell, and they triple team good old TJ Slayton in the middle here for some unknown reason. So the center, the left guard, and the right guard all block TJ Slayton on this 3rd and 2. And then, so that gives Campbell and you see these yellow arrows of Campbell and Kenny Clark. They're just like, there's nobody there. So Fields isn't going to hand the ball to the running back. And then I got the running back kind of picks up Kenny Clark there. And then Fields starts running this way. And Preston he just stays there. So there's no way for him to get through. And the best part about this play is Dean Lowry gets off his block, goes around behind Preston, and gets over here to make the tackle on Fields. So I don't know. I think Fields probably would have got to the outside on this because Preston's not fast enough. But because Lowry didn't give up on the play, and he stayed and hustled all the way over here, he's the guy who ends up making the tackle on this play. So it's pretty cool to watch it.
He's an unheralded guy, Dean Lowry.
All right, so that's what you see. Look at this. So because Gary went back into coverage, 75 didn't block Kenny Clark. Here you got 1, 2, 3 guys all blocking TJ Slayton. Now 65 has come off and gone to Dean Lowry. So now Dean Lowry's getting double teamed. And then here you got Campbell and Kenny Clark with just the running back in front of him. And
Wow.
Fields is going this way, and what does he see? Preston Smith, who hasn't moved. He's like, I'm not going to let you get a backdoor, run on us.
Right.
Okay, and that's really cool.
Preston was very disciplined multiple times in this game, and it paid off.
It was very good, very smart. The opposite of Zadarius Smith.
Right. Long arms, almost.
Now, he misses the tackle here.
Yep.
And I'll give Jair a little bit of credit. He sticks his nose in here. But here's the real guy, is Dean Lowry trailing.
Yeah.
Who does make the play.
There's nobody else there. There's no I mean, Amos is coming, but there's no other backer there.
Yeah.
So that was key. For the hustle from Lowry was really important, which is another piece of evidence is you got to have guys that can move on the D line, or how much that can help if you do have guys that can move and get out in space.
It's just really good team defense.
Yeah.
And it tricked the Bears that the Packers were, going back in coverage the whole time or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird, but it worked out really well for them. So,
I will
it's
say
just a good team defense type play that I wanted to show. And it was a big stop. It was third down, and, they had a punt. So it was awesome.
I'm sorry. The only thing I was going to say was I'll say that the Bears, just showing that stuff and some of the other things, like they really need Patrick, because he'll get them all in line so they know what the hell they're supposed to do. But without him at center, it's kind of messy. So anyway, but he can't snap the ball. He got it all wrapped up in a thing, and he's whatever. Anyway, I wish him well, and I hope he plays awesome rest of the season. I hope we see him later in the year playing the Pack. So, yeah, I mean, look, you can't say a lot of. I mean, there were a lot of good things on the defensive side of the ball, 100%. Let's see. We got Callie here. Let's do a couple of things. David said the Bills are the only team that stands out to him right now in the NFL, being really strong.
The Bills look pretty dang good.
Bills look good. And as I pointed out, they have Micah Hyde. That could be the difference. Micah Hyde might put him over the top. Callie Packer is here. What's up, guys? How you doing? Go Pack Go from Long Beach, California. We're going through kind of just some film, some footage. Tape don't lie. So we like to show plays and see what happened. And looking at some of the defensive plays and why they worked and who made the plays are important things to kind of see. And Rick says, hey, Callie. So now we're all caught up. We got more video, and Ben's going to give us some more here. What do we got, Ben?
All right. Well, this is the Quay Walker play where he gets the tackle Fields just before the goal line. And the thing you want to watch with Walker from this angle is as he's chasing him, he doesn't commit fully. He kind of glides. I think he's supposed to be spying him. He glides for a little bit. Then he goes when Fields goes. And then Fields kind of does a stutter step, and Walker stops for a second instead of over pursuing. And then Fields takes off, and Walker's reaction time, within a second or within a millisecond, he reacts and goes, and he's able to keep up with him. And that's something that we've never had a linebacker able to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said when this stop was made. And like, if we don't have Quay Walker on the field, that's a touchdown.
So don't watch Fields. Watch Walker. Watch how when he gets to about like here or so, he kind of stops and then has to start over again. But he's still fast enough to get to the edge before Fields gets there. So he's staying with him. See, he stops, and then he goes. That's some good stuff. And he stayed the touchdown. And then the next play, of course, is the fourth down stop where they probably got in, but, they didn't call it, so whatever. And
it was a weird call.
It was weird.
It was just showing Luke Getsy's incredible loyalty still to the Pack. That's what I said.
Well, here's the thing I want to show that a lot of people are probably not getting the proper credit for. So, as you're watching this play happen here, okay, this guy here, I don't even remember who this is right here. That might be Kenny Clark, but it might be over here too. I can't remember. There's a couple of big dudes here, right? One of them's TJ Slayton, one of them's Kenny Clark. I can't remember who it is. One guy gets double teamed, and then 70 tries to get off the block. The center takes on the nose tackle here, and then Lukey pulls around.
Right. They let him up the hole. I think the idea was they were trying to lead him up the hole, and Fields run right behind him.
Right, and the running back ends up blocking Preston here.
Mm-hmm.
But the key to this stop is actually right here, and it's Reed. So Jaron Reed, they thought they could block him with the tight end. Dumb idea.
Yeah,
Jaron Reed shoves the tight end 2-3 yards in the backfield, which doesn't allow Lukey to get all the way around him cleanly, which is the reason why this play doesn't work. So as you're watching it, keep your eyes on Jaron Reed and see how he pushes this tight end. I don't know why they thought they could block him with the tight end, but they did.
Okay, so just pause it as he gets upfield there. Yeah.
So as you're looking here, yeah, okay. So Slayton was in the nose tackle. Kenny Clark was here, and Kenny Clark's getting sandwiched by 2 guys. But clearly, there's a spot here for Fields to go through, right?
Right, but you got to seal that read off. You got to create an opening there.
And Campbell's not reacting fast enough, and the halfback is there to take care of Preston, and Lukey's coming through to take out Campbell. So technically, this should work. But by the time Lukey gets here, Reed is going to shove this tight end even further back, and it screws up Lukey. He can't get around the outside, which forces Fields to try to get through this spot, and it doesn't happen. So, see right there. Look at that. Look at Reed. Yeah. Reed is now blocking the tight end into Lucas Patrick, into Fields. And nobody talked about Reed after the game, or even after that play. Yeah. He's the guy who made this play. I mean, he just blocked 2 guys into the ball carrier. And he's, 2-3 yards into the backfield at this point. And where's Kenny Clark? Oh, he's laying on the ground. And this is a big wall of guys. There's like a whole hole. Look at this hole right here. And I'm sure Fields is trying to get to that hole, but because Reed is shoving both these 2 guys and Lukey can't get around and the tight end right back into Fields' face, that gives Campbell enough time to get over here because he wasn't moving that fast. Gives him enough time to get over there, and boom. Now he's there in the hole to shut it down. Preston's there to help out because the linebacker can't, or the running back can't hold him that long. And they shove it down. But the guy who made the play was Reed. So that's just one of those things where when you're watching it at home, you don't always see all that stuff. And then people, you don't even, I didn't notice it. I just saw a big scrum there, and I was like, hey, all right. Packers must have did something good. And I don't know why they thought they could block him with a tight end. A defensive lineman, kind of dumb. But Reed made the play, and it was an awesome play. So heads up, super call out to Reed, great going. Understanding, hey, I got the leverage, I got more power than these 2 guys, and I'm taking them out.
Well, maybe that shows Luke Getsy that play could work. That blocking assignment could work if you didn't have a D end, a big 300-pounder that the tight end's trying to block. But if he's trying to block like an outside linebacker or a smaller end, maybe that's a play that works because I love leading the guy up in the hole, and if Patrick could have come along free with having space to lead in, the play could work. And you saw how they collapsed down everybody else to create the opening. So if Reed doesn't make that inside move, that's a big gaping hole, and it's easy touchdown, right?
Easy touchdown. So that's why it wasn't a terrible call. Like everybody's like, oh, you're 1 inch away, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're 1 inch away and you're under center, those guys wouldn't be as spread out on the defensive line. They'd be more packed together. Yeah. So the fact that you were, both ball carriers are 5 yards deep, that gives the defensive line, it gives you more holes potentially to get to, which is probably what Luke Getsy was thinking. So it's not a bad call, but it's just, expecting your tight end to block that guy was a dumb thing, and I'm glad they did it because it was dumb.
Yeah, it worked out well for the Packers, 100%. I think it's interesting because, like you said, and a lot of people, and I thought it was a dumb call when I first saw it too. But you have to think in those power situations if you pack everything in, then the other team packs everything in, and you have to understand your personnel. And maybe we got to give Luke Getsy a little more credit for understanding his personnel. Sam Mustipher at center, he's big, but he's kind of soft. He's not that physical. Cody Whitehair's a little undersized. You got other guys that they're not big, overpowering guys. They're not road graders, so they're not going to plow and really get some movement against 300+ pound guys, packed within, the guard to guard slots. So you have to find a way to create some space. And, it was one option and it almost worked. Had the tight end been able to turn that guy or turn Reed or cut him or whatever it was, it could have worked. So yeah, nice. How's it going, Lee? Good to see you. We're going over some plays here. Just went through some defensive plays from the game that were successful for the Pack. Ben's got more, so we'll check out the next one.
This is the last defensive video. This one is actually a bad video. So this is two of the big running plays the Bears had on that one drive, the drive we just showed the end of. But it's the bad plays. So there's 2 running plays in a row. On this one, the first one here, there's 4 guys who could make this tackle. Savage, Campbell, Amos, and Stokes. None of them make the tackle. They all miss. Montgomery breaks each one of their tackles. The other thing that's good about this play, you're going to watch all the red. These are guys all pulling this way. So they're going to be blocking here, here, and here to Dean Lowry. Lucas Patrick is coming around as a lead blocker in the hole, kind of like a fullback. And this tight end is going to come all the way out just to seal the edge on Preston. Okay? So Lucas is going to end up going up against my guy, Rasul Douglas. Like I said, as long as Rasul Douglas doesn't get, if the offensive lineman doesn't get his hands on him, he's good. But with a guy like Lucas, who you know is going to get his hands on him, he took care of him in this play. And then you're going to see Montgomery come through here. It's going to be a nice big hole, and you're going to see all 4 of these guys, including 21, who's not on the screen right now, miss tackles. And it's really ugly looking. It's bad. But it's really good blocking by the Bears on this play. Like, everybody gets a block, but it should have been stopped for like a 4 or 5 yard gain and ended up being like a 20-some yard gain.
Yeah.
So here we're going to watch it here. So there's Lucas in the hole through there. There's Amos.
Yeah, just
Here's Savage with a big whiff. Stokes with a whiff.
Oh,
and then Savage with the tackle. Yeah, that wasn't pretty. I mean, that was some ugly looking crap right there. And we're going to watch it again because it's so sad. But it's just, you got Amos, who's a captain. Campbell, who's a captain. Can't make the tackle inside. Now, Campbell might have been getting held here by this guy, which might have slowed him down a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I mean, what's that? Savage. And then Stokes here. I don't know what he's doing.
Can you go back just a little bit?
I can if I use the other screen. But I use this one.
You're fine. You're fine. I have
to go back a lot.
I just want people to look at Savage here because here's the thing.
It's obviously a running play.
Why it's a running play. Justin Fields is way the hell back here. He's giving the ball off. Yeah. What is Darnell Savage doing? Like right now, okay, it's a little messy in there. You can wait a second, but you should be coming up. You should be 5 yards closer to that running back right now. You should have made a move towards there. And then if you advance just a little bit and then pause again, just play. Right now, Savage should see the running back. He should be flying in there and attacking. Like, go make a play. You are unblocked. A bunch of other guys are engaged or have somebody trying to block them. Go clean that up now and watch what he does. Watch how passive he is. He's still putzing around. And then he gets juked out of it. Like, no. You need to be the aggressor there. That guy was surrounded by a bunch of guys. Go make the play. Go grab a leg. Come on, Savage. God, he's got to be better. He's got to be better than that.
Now, here's the very next play. And it's an even bigger run than what that one was. And on this particular play, we're going to, from this angle anyways, what we're going to do is you're going to see Mooney down here. He's going to come up, take care of Amos. Whoever this wide receiver, I think that's St. Brown. He's going to come up, take care of Savage, and block them both and take them out of the play. But with the guys, and I don't want you to watch anything down here. I want you to watch the pursuit of Stokes and the pursuit of Jair, and watch what they do. When it's obvious that if he's going to be looking over this area for a wide receiver, he sees the wide receiver go right past him, and he's watching the ball. And watch these two guys and see how they're just putzing it. Okay, now Jair attacks up here. And I don't quite know why he did that. And Stokes is just kind of like, hey, what's up? Because Mooney might be running like a wimp. I don't even know. But this guy is already engaged with Savage. And there's a big mess here. You can't see what's going on. But in a second, you're going to watch this guy come flying out of here. And it's Savage who has to make the tackle. So it just shows you the effort, and awareness. Like, it's obvious the ball is gone to the running back. Let's go. Get your butt over there. And why are you in the flat? What are you worried about in the flat?
Right. And Preston, okay, so just to explain, the guys on the end of the line will have outside contain, right? They're supposed to set the edge and turn everything inside of them. The corners are kind of like a safety outside contain if that guy loses his containment. So Jair does have to be aware of that. The outside corners on the run, they have to be aware of that. However, if you see the guy on the end of the line holding his contain well, you have the freedom to attack. You have the freedom to say, okay, he's got outside contain, he's in a good spot. I'm gonna go make a play. Okay, because that guy's still turning the runner back into more defenders. That's how outside contain works in football. So yes, there's a guy there, but understand there's always a guy. The outside linebacker in this case, and most of these fronts for the Packers will always have outside contain responsibility. And the corner is like a backup outside containment. But if that backer sets the edge well, that corner has more freedom to attack the play. And Jair and Stokes both kind of putz around a lot on those things.
So now we're going to talk about what happened at the line of scrimmage. And you're going to see a double team on Lowry here with the left guard and the left tackle. They take on Lowry. Here you're going to see a single block from the center on whoever this is. I can't remember. Dang it. Whatever. And then the right tackle takes on this other defensive lineman. And Lukey Patrick gets up to the second level and takes out Campbell. And unfortunately, Quay Walker goes a little bit too far because there's a big gap here and then there's a big gap here. And he's thinking his guy's going to be over here to maybe get into the gap because they're probably thinking this could be a double team here. But the Bears don't even need a double team. Lukey Patrick just goes up to the next level and takes out Campbell. And then that's how he gets through this hole because Quay Walker's a little bit too far out. Also, it's kind of a cool play where there's a double team between this tight end and this tight end. This guy comes all the way across the field, and they take care of Preston. So there's actually two guys on Preston here. But somehow Montgomery cuts back this way. And so Walker probably did the right move because he's seeing a double team here and a double team here and a single team here. So he's thinking, wow, I got two double teams. I've got to get to this hole because he knows that's going to be a problem hole, right? The problem is Campbell didn't get to where he needed to get to because Lucas took care of him. So as you watch that, you'll see all this stuff happen.
And I know you weren't even trying to find plays where Lucas did well. He just did well.
No, I'm just running. Well, I just showed the two crappiest runs that we defended like crap. So I decided to look at those two plays. So as you're seeing, the nice thing here too is I think Lucas has got his hand here on Reed because the right tackle can't quite get there. So Lucas is just kind of holding him off for a second. And you're seeing the double team starting up here on Lowry. TJ Slayton has only got one guy on him. It's a center. So he had to snap the ball and then block Slayton.
Mm-hmm. And
Preston is doing what he's supposed to do, hold the contain. He's not going too crazy into the field, especially when he sees all this action coming straight at him. Because if he over pursues and gets in trouble, then guess what? These guys are going right past him. So that's why he's not making too much of a move either.
Okay. Yeah, Patrick even gave him another push before he moved on right there to give him that leverage. Yeah.
And as you're seeing, what Quay Walker sees is, oh boy, he probably thinks this guy is a lead blocker coming through here.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to try to sneak just inside this and let the lead blocker go through and then get to the hole. So he thinks the ball's going here. The problem is because Lucas got here, the ball carrier is going to go here. So Quay is going to miss that hole, but technically, we thought he probably thought Campbell was going to be in that spot, but Lucas is there to be smart, so that's why it doesn't work.
Yeah, Slayton's got to get more movement, and Campbell's got to make the play.
So Montgomery's way over here, but he sees this now. He sees Walker is in the spot, so he cuts it back to Lucas. Right there, look at that big hole.
Ooh, did you see Lucas's fleet of foot on that?
Yep. And
he's like a ballerina.
And he held the block for quite a long time.
I know he did.
He's quite a long time. I just like that alley there is just way too good.
Look at him right there.
Yeah, look at him. This is a wall, and it's Lucas who's just shutting them down.
Yeah. He's so smart and aware.
And look at all the space. And Jair way overcommitted.
And they're even able to get a guy up on Savage. I mean, that's
a wide receiver.
I know, but that shouldn't happen. Like, there should be some free guys here, but
it's a good. It probably should have went for even more technically.
Wow.
But the wide receiver didn't sustain his block, so Savage was able to make the play on it.
Right.
But it just shows that the big plays that we gave up in the running game were because of terrible tackling, number one, and let's face it, really good blocking by the Bears. I mean, both of those plays were smart plays where guys got to their spots and got holes for the running backs. And you might say that Quay Walker maybe over pursued, but I don't think so. I think his read on that play is that guy looks like a lead blocker. If I can cut into that hole, let him go, and then sneak right off the corner, and then I can make the tackle. That's probably what he's thinking. He doesn't think that he's going to be able to cut back because he
Well,
doesn't think that that's going to be there.
Right. And when you showed all that movement and all those guys, all those blockers moving that way, he has to cover that. He has to go with that and cut that off, or they can just run it right there. Which then means means two things. That means Slayton has to close down on the backside, and he didn't, and he was manned up against the center. He needs more movement on that.
Right.
And Campbell needs to cover the cutback, but he got blocked, and he had a big ass lane. So that is not on Walker. Walker is in that situation. He has to cover that side. He has to go with that flow and all those blockers going to that side to cut that off because he's the only guy out there.
Yeah.
So that was not on him.
So I mean, I didn't want to. I mean, I showed 3 good videos and 1 bad one. Yeah. But I mean, like a lot. I just wanted to know, like, what happened on those runs? Like, why did they suck so bad? Well, hey, guess what? The Bears are pretty good. Like, blocked pretty dang good on those plays on the second one. And the first one, the Packers just tackled like dog crap. Sorry, they did. They sucked.
I mean, I know corners and safeties, tackling is not always their forte, but as Lee points out, this guy's free a lot and he needs to step up. Savage has got to be more aggressive.
The other thing that's interesting to me is I wonder if they were smart, maybe take Stokes and or Savage off the field when they've got a 2-score lead.
David says this.
If they're going to play the 3, Abernathy would be, Abernathy over Savage, yes. But I mean, like maybe play Rasul Douglas at corner with Jair or something because he's more aggressive. And they're good. The other team's going to be, I mean, they're playing 3 down linemen with a 2-score lead, right?
Yep.
Which is weird. Like, I don't know why they were ready for the run.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they were playing like they were trying to defend against the pass with Rasul Douglas in the game. He wasn't even in the game.
Yep.
There was 3 down linemen, 2 outside linebackers, 2 inside linebackers, your 2 corners, your 2 safeties.
Yep. They were in run stop defense, and they couldn't
stop nothing.
Yeah, they couldn't stop.
So, I don't know, but yeah. So that's all the defensive plays I have. I just thought that some pretty good stuff, some cool stuff, and pretty nice.
Yeah. And so I know there's a bunch of good Aaron Jones video coming up, and there should be because he was all over the place. Again, the mystery was why no one asked the question, even though the coach said it. We needed to run the ball more with those guys, and the quarterback said it. We needed to run the ball more, stick with the run more. Nobody asked, well, why didn't you? That's a simple question to ask. The media didn't ask it. I would have loved to hear that answer. But hopefully the Packers learn their lesson because this type of offensive approach is going to equal their success this season, more sustained success. This can't be, and Aaron Rodgers knows it. Aaron Rodgers said it. This can't be the Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, mind connection anymore. Offense. We got to run plays. We got to use our best players. And 22 or 28 and 33 are 2 of the best players. Get them the ball. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
David says run defense has been a problem for a while. It has. It's been better at times. David, it's interesting to me because I don't know. I think strangely, even though you wouldn't expect it, Dean Lowry is one of their better run defender guys. And partly because he has more mobility than a lot of the big guys do. Yeah. He can get off blocks and close holes and pursue down the line, which helps. Jaron Reed, I think, is doing pretty good. Slayton's a big guy, but I have never seen a lot from TJ Slayton. I saw a lot more from Chris Slayton this preseason, but
yes.
We got TJ playing snaps and Chris Slayton on the practice squad.
Which doesn't make much sense.
So I don't know, but big guys, they got to be able to, if they get single blocked, if you're a 330-pound dude and you get single blocked, you got to win that. That can't just be a stalemate. You got to pursue upfield. You got to get some penetration. You got to create some havoc in the middle because that screws up running plays and passing plays. So who's ever on that point, who's ever the nose, you get single blocked as the nose, you got to win and cause some problems. And that makes it a big difference for the defense. Lee says Barnes would have closed that up. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I think Walker's doing well. I've been impressed, and I wasn't. When they drafted him, I was like not that high on the pick.
Even I was. I mean, I thought he was a good player, but I didn't think he was worth the first round pick. I thought he was more like second round pick.
But I like what I see from him, so I'm good with that. I would like to see where our other first round pick is at and why he's not doing more. Because couldn't he be? I don't know. He didn't look in preseason the way we would expect him to look, and maybe that's why he's not playing. But we need something out of the other first round pick this year, and he's got to be impactful too. Yeah. So, we're gonna get to Tampa later. Not tonight, David. We're gonna just talk about this game. We'll get to Tampa here soon. But yeah, I'm concerned about the game. Tampa's defense. If you watch the game against New Orleans, boy, I think the offense is gonna struggle. And Tampa, Tom Brady will run the ball 80% of the time. He doesn't care.
Yeah, that is true.
So, he'll also throw to his running backs 60% of the time. He doesn't give a crap.
Rodgers will too, but he just waits until there's a guy covering him, then he throws to him.
Yeah. Well, what are some offensive bright spots? Sammy Watkins, look pretty good. Just while you get the next video loaded up, just a couple of side notes. I mean, I was impressed. If this is the Sammy Watkins we're going to get, I'll take it. I'll take it, especially for that price. Damn, he's cheap. If he's going to be a featured receiver and be that cheap, we'll really take it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he can be a featured receiver. I think he can just be one of the guys who just, is there to make a play when he's open kind of thing. So, and that's what they did to him. He had all of his 3 of his catches around play action passes.
Yep.
So, and that last one, he looked pretty fast. I don't care what anybody says. So people said he didn't look that fast. I'm like, he looked pretty dang fast.
He was running away from like
the corner and he ran away.
Right?
Yeah. He beat the corner and he ran away from him. That's pretty fast. And if Rodgers would have threw the ball a little bit a little more accurate, that probably would have been a touchdown. But he kind of had to wait for it a little bit, and then he got caught from behind. So,
all right, what do we got here? More plays.
Well, this is the end of the first drive. It's just showing some things where Rodgers was a little off in the first drive, and and that's why we kind of led to the running game a little more, and I'm glad we did. But you're going to see, and I'm sure people have seen this already, but I'm going to also show the next play after this, and I'm trying to figure out what Rodgers was thinking when he went to the line of scrimmage and looked at the field. So as you're looking at this play, this is the second down play, and Lazard beats his guy cleanly, and Rodgers just, I don't know, he throws him a jump ball instead of throwing it to the back of the end zone, where it probably would have been a touchdown. And when you see how much Lazard beat his guy right there, and he doesn't know that Lazard's going to beat him. Right? But Lazard's got that guy beat. So if the ball's thrown here, that's a touchdown. But because it's thrown here, this guy's able to catch up to him and smack him. And we all know Lazard's not the best when he gets smacked, which is what I'm worried about when we play Tampa Bay next week. But you'll see the ball goes up. He can't come down with it. Corner makes a good play. Actually, that was a safety 6. So it's just a little bit off. I don't know. And maybe he was throwing a jump ball. But I've seen him way more, and you know what I mean? Like, that wasn't even to the back of the end zone, or you know what I mean? Like, usually he throws it more to the sideline or whatever. And here's the very next play, and this is the thing that's really interesting to me. So if you look down the middle of the field, we've got 1, 2, 3 defenders here, and a 4th guy kind of off center a little bit, or right line with the center. Then we got 3 guys up here. And after Tonyan goes in motion, nobody goes with him. So you've got Aaron Jones and Romeo Doubs down here. And then on the top of the screen, Lazard, Tonyan, Cobb. Okay? Cobb's going to run a streak, of course. Tunyan's going to run kind of like a little bit to the corner like this. And Lazard's going to come up and go straight and do an in route. And it's 3rd down. Okay? But he could easily catch this in route and then take it up. You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. But you just threw a ball where you beat this guy to the corner, or you know what I mean, like in the end zone. So he might be looking for, oh crap, I better make sure I'm backing up a little more because I can't get beat deep. And the fact that you're sending Tonyan to the corner too, and because it's a zone, because nobody moved with Tonyan in motion because he came from this side to here, That would mean this guy's responsibility is back here. This guy's responsibility is back here. This guy's responsibility is probably looking out what's going on in here, right? So if you know that, and you have this guy and this guy clearing out this area, you want to be looking at this guy. And if he goes with someone, Lazard should be open here. But Rodgers looks at it for a second and then comes off it for some unknown reason. But looking at but when you first get to the line of scrimmage and you see numbers 1, 2, 3 defenders, 1, 2, 3 receivers, this is where I would look right away. I would be looking at this side for sure, or maybe look this way to hold this middle linebacker, and then immediately look to see what's going on with this guy here. Did he go with Tunyon, or did he sit down in the flat? Because if he didn't go with Tunyon, then you throw the ball here to Tunyon because he's going to be up against this little corner. If he did go with Tunyon, then you know Lazard's going to be open on this in route because this guy's way back here, and he's worried about covering back here because if Lazard goes straight, he's going to freak out. But Rodgers doesn't do either of those things. So he's looking, and he's already ready to throw. But the routes aren't designed for him to be ready to throw right now, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Or he throws it right now to this spot because Lazard's going to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then Tunyon can come out and take this guy out, and Cobb takes this guy out. And what you're going to see is he's going to come off of whatever this is. He's looking at Lazard, and he doesn't like it for whatever reason. Or he doesn't like this corner here. The corner didn't go back far enough, or I don't know what he's thinking. But I would be looking at this a little bit longer. But instead, he takes his eyes off, and he goes and looks at Cobb, and Cobb's triple covered. There's only one guy here. There's two Packers. What's he doing?
And like you said, Randall Cobb's just running a streak. Like, he's not going to be looking for the ball anytime soon.
Well, he actually does look for the ball. Actually,
does
when
he?
When he gets to about here, he looks back for the ball, and he's got like a triangle of 3 bears around him. So I don't know what he's thinking.
Okay.
So Rodgers has already looked off of this. He's already looking at this side. Why would you even look at this side? You know you've only got one guy over here. There's one guy and 3 bears, and Aaron Jones fell down. I don't know if he was supposed to chip, and then I wasn't watching that part. But if you look up here, Lazard's wide open. Why did he come off it so fast? And you're going to see in about a second, Lazard's going to put his hands up like, dude, I'm open. Right here. See it? He's getting his hands up. He's still open. He's been open this whole time. And Dobbs kind of breaks in. But this is the one where Dobbs falls down. And he's waiting for him to cut in here. And then when he falls down, then he's like, crap, I can't throw to him. Then he tries to get out of there, and he's sacked. But he had Lazard open. So it's one of those things where, like, he did get better later on in the game. But just use your head. The play before, you just threw a go route to a guy on that side. The very next play, he's going to do an in cut, and you got the numbers 3-on-3 with the safety back. So it's actually 3-on-2. All you got to do is watch that corner and see what he does. If the corner stays where he is, you got Lazard for a quick 5-yard route. And yeah, it's maybe not a first down, but he can run for the first down. And you got to understand who's in front of you. Are they going to block for you for 5 seconds? No.
Yeah.
It was Jenkins' first series. You think he's going to do that great? No, he got beat. And you got sacked.
Based on what you said too, and based on what the tape showed, is, which doesn't necessarily make sense unless you're anticipating that. Unless you're anticipating a short pass with Cobb and Tunyon getting blocked so Lazard could try to run for the first down. That should have been a deeper drop then, right? That should have been more steps back.
Yes.
Because when he hit, the only person he could have thrown to when he hit his back foot was Lazard.
Well, it was Lazard. Right.
Everybody else was still running downfield to deeper pass patterns. So if almost all the pass patterns are deeper than that, and you're going to try to throw for the first down and not throw short and have him run for the first down, then that should have been a deeper drop for the quarterback.
Yeah.
Which would also give you a little more time and give your crappy line, you'd be further away from your crappy line. So, there you go. So, yes, at that drop, the ball should have gone to Lazard, 100%. If that's not the plan, then it should be a deeper drop. So there's a problem right there in just the play itself.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's a Rodgers play or if that's a LaFleur play or what that
Don't know.
play is.
Don't know.
And we'll never know because they'll never tell us.
But we do point out things, and we notice things about football. Like if you
Right.
notice that, like that's just that makes it more complicated. If it's not a deep enough drop, and your line is not going to just lock guys down right at the line of scrimmage and not let them get any penetration, but you're waiting for guys. The answer is deeper drop, so you have a little more time.
Yeah, I mean, based on where he dropped, that ball should have been out to Lazard right away.
Right.
And it wasn't. So it's just that's what the tape's telling you. That's probably what should have happened, and it didn't. So I don't know if you want to share this one. Here's a couple more dumb plays that when we're playing Tampa, we can't let this happen. Okay, and I don't know what this play is or why this play is, or it doesn't make any sense to me. And I just want to point out, in the game right now is Mercedes Lewis,
which Rodgers was happy about. Said, "Oh, look, it's nice to have him out there more, and he's
whatever
should be out there."
Mercedes Lewis, your guy Tyler Davis, Sammy Watkins, Romeo Dobbs, and Dillon. So we don't have our number one receiver, Alan Lazard. We don't have our number one tight end, Robert Tonyan. And we don't have our number one running back, Aaron Jones, in the game at this point on this play. It's a second down play. It's going to be a play action keeper to the backside where he's going to roll to the right and gets creamed. He has no time whatsoever. And there's a guy in his face. This guy right here, 99, is going to just come in there. And when we get to the other angle, I'm going to show you what happened and why it was so stupid. Look at that. Boom. I mean, it was like 2 seconds. Everybody's covered. If you look downfield, there's nobody open. Even if he could have looked for somebody to be open, it wasn't going to happen. Well, why does this play suck? Well, let's take a look. 99. There's this one guy. Okay, 99. I'm going to show you two guys who could have at least just chipped him a little. Just chip him for like a second. And the key culprit, of course, is our good friend Mercedes Lewis. Right here. Mercedes Lewis should have at least chipped 99 and then did his little turnaround and sit here waiting for the ball, which is what he does. But he doesn't. He totally whiffs on him. And then Tyler Davis runs all the way across and tries to avoid this guy because he's probably in a pass pattern. He thinks he's going to get the ball, right?
Was Deguara hurt this game?
No, he was in there a lot too.
Seriously?
Matter of fact, he was in there a lot of running plays. He had a really good run blocking.
I don't know. I mean, Tyler Davis should not be on the field. Deguara should be on the field more, and Davis should not.
I would rather see Tonyan and Deguara any day of the week over these two guys. And I just want to show because both of these two guys could have at least slowed him down. But when you don't even get a hand on him, the play is disrupted. And if they think they're going to be able to stop Tampa by doing this sort of thing, they're in trouble. Because Tampa's got like 6 guys like this who are just going to go straight and really fast and smack the quarterback. So just watch. All you have to do is watch 99. You're going to see Mercedes run right past him. Then you're going to see Tyler Davis try to avoid him. And then Rodgers get creamed. I mean, what is that? Neither of them even I don't know what Mercedes is doing. I really don't.
Very low chance for success.
I'm pretty sure he's supposed to chip right there. Chip. And it's not like 99 just took off. Like, he's waiting until he sees that the ball is not handed off before he goes.
Yeah, he is supposed to chip there. He's even looking like he's attempting to, but he didn't really do much.
No.
And here's one other side note. One other important note right here is if you're going to chip there and you, as the player, know it's a rollout to the right, you would actually get leverage on that guy to chip him inside, so he would have a much longer distance to, he'd have to bend around to get to your quarterback. Here, let me get me on the screen. So he'd have to go bend, he would cut inside there. If you pushed him in towards the line, Aaron Rodgers already has a couple of steps on him now, and he's not as big of a factor. But you actually shoved him outside to give him a clearer, straighter path to your quarterback. That also doesn't make sense.
Can you get me back on the screen here, or get the play back on the screen?
Yeah, the play's up.
So here's the thing. Also, look at Rodgers. His eyes, he already sees 99 coming right now.
Yeah, he knows it's a problem.
Now, he has enough time to throw this ball either here to Mercedes or throw it kind of like over here so that Davis could maybe get a chance of catching it and then taking it upfield. But he doesn't. He thinks he can outrun this guy. He still thinks he's 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers. You're not Aaron Rodgers. Dump the ball off now instead of getting a big fat sack and losing a bunch of yards. You dingus. Well, wait, I didn't even notice until just now. But look he's looking. He sees 99 coming already. He's got 5 yards and then some to work with. 5 yards this way and a good 5 yards this way. So he could easily at least dump it off here to Mercedes or float it out over here if he has to. Or maybe drill it over here for Sammy Watkins, which he'd never do because there's way too many bears in the way. But he would certainly, I could see him certainly just throw it over here or certainly throw it over here. But he doesn't. Why not? It's just dumb. All right, and this is the very next play. And it's the classic run straight.
Is this really the pass patterns on this play?
Pass patterns.
Oh, God.
No routes working together. Now, the other thing is Yash just gets destroyed. This is when Quinn went right around him and sacked the crap out of him in a second. So it's not like Rodgers had much he could work with on this play.
Yeah.
But it's 3rd and 12 or whatever it is, or 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10, you only got 5 guys here who can't block. All your receivers are running straight, and then a go out like this a little bit, straight, go out like this a little bit, and then an 8-yard comeback and an 8-yard comeback when you need 10 yards. Okay? Now, this is another time where
Is this one of those beautiful plays from the West Coast offense?
Probably.
I don't know.
But this is another one of those times where if you look at the defense, there's 3 guys here to cover 2 guys. Over here, you've got 1, 2, 3 guys. You got a safety deep, yes, and there's 2 guys here. This is the side of the field you should be working, especially when you know that there's no crossing. These guys aren't going to be crossing or doing any type of interesting item, any type of interesting play. I mean, we watched Justin Jefferson do crossing routes all day for the Vikings against us 2 weeks ago. But we're going to just run straight, turn around, and run straight, turn around. That's all we do here. Now, like I said, he didn't have enough time to do anything anyway. His only option on this play is DeGuara, who's down here in the bottom of your screen. He gets open. That's the only guy who's open. Nobody else is. But before he could throw the ball. And he's not going to even look over there. Because why would he? But this guy's definitely cutting this off. And you're bracketed up here 1, 2. At least on this side, you're spreading everybody out. So maybe if the corner is staying back pretty far, DeGuara can come back and turn around. But it's definitely zone defense. So all eyes are on the quarterback here. So he knows this. So he's not going to try to throw something and fit something in. But knowing Rodgers, you could see him do a back shoulder fade over on the corner, on the bottom of the field. And right there already he's beat. There's nothing else he could do. I'm sure he's not looking up. He's got another guy coming right here because also Jenkins got beat. So, I mean, he's going to get creamed no matter what he does. I don't think there's anything he could have done. But I just wanted to show it because of the routes that were called. I mean, look, these guys aren't even looking back for the ball yet. They're still all running. They're all still running straight. What did they think was going to happen here? When it's that long, keep one of these 2 guys, either Dillon or DeGuara, in to help block. You know? And don't even have them go out on pass patterns. But, whatever. That's what they did. And then he gets creamed and it's over and it's just dumb. So it's just showing you another example of I don't know if that's the Aaron Rodgers offense, the Matt LaFleur offense. I don't know, but it's dumb. Everybody just run straight and turn around. Or
the two guys on the outside do exactly the same thing and just turn around, and the other 3 guys basically just run straight. In a 5 wide situation, it doesn't result in success very much. Now, the one thing I remember that play from the game, and I know Yash got beat to the outside, but Yash worked his guy at least to the outside. If Jenkins didn't get pressure on the inside, because Jenkins got beat inside, which didn't allow Rodgers anywhere to step up. But as a tackle, if you want to get beat as a tackle, you get beat to the outside because you try to ride your guy around, right? You try to get him to go so far upfield that the quarterback can step up in the pocket and have a place to throw. But when somebody gets beat to the inside, you don't have that option. So actually, even though Yash got beat earlier than Jenkins' loss of his block was a bigger problem on the play. All right, more plays. You
Well,
got
this
some
is
good ones yet or not? Or are these all bad
nope.
ones?
This is the last bad one.
Dang it, all bad ones? Okay.
Well, here's the thing.
Just one more.
I've been hearing a lot of people defending Josh Myers, and not fans. Fans are going after him because he was so bad in the running game. There were times where he just got beat immediately off the line of scrimmage.
He's been terrible both weeks. He wasn't good as a rookie. He's not good. But go ahead.
I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 3 plays in a row where Josh Myers sucked, Josh Myers sucked, and Josh Myers sucked. 3 plays in a row. He single-handedly destroyed this drive all by himself in the second half. So on this play here, just watch him. He's going to run right past this guy and then fall down like he's dead right here. See this picture of a guy laying down, Drew? Stick figure? He's going to land right there and just be dead. So here you go. Watch Josh Myers. Miss the block and fall down. And there he is dead. How's that? What'd you think? Pretty exciting? And guess who makes... Oh, by the way, guess who makes tackle on that play? We should watch that too. 64. Watch 64. Oh, he didn't make the tackle. He got beat. He was doing good. Whatever. I just wanted to show it because it's Josh Myers, or, falling down. This one, he's supposed to block this guy, and this guy just shoves him and makes a tackle. Like he's not even there. So he falls down on the first play. There's one more thing I want to show.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to watch Royce and Runyon and ask yourself, ask what are they doing on this play and why are they not helping on this running play?
I will ask myself.
So let's take a look at what's going on here. So you got engage Josh Myers, engage with this guy 93.
We got the classic steno, arms touching people, just tag them.
Yep, and that's what you got. Royce, he's just tagging here. Runyon's just tagging here, and that's all they're doing. They're not helping. Now Runyon's looking at 58. Royce is looking at 53, and they probably have to move up to the second level. But this does not help. You're not helping out your friend. You're not helping Jenkins here. You're not helping Myers here. You're just touching the guy. You're not doing anything.
Why not throw a quick shoulder into the guy and then move up?
Right. And now, the other thing that's so weird about this is now Runyon is stuck with a double team here, probably because he's looking at 58. He's trying to get to 58. And Royce is already off 90 and going to 53. Well, guess what? Mercedes is already on 53. So, Royce, what are you doing? You could have helped out here. But the key culprit here is that Josh Myers got no help, and 93 just shoves him, gives him the stiff arm, and then tackle on Dylan. Right there. And it's done.
Mm.
But what kind of blocking is that? Why are Yash and... Or not Yash. Royce and good old Runyon Bunyan doing the tag thing and then not doing anything? Like, it's not helping anybody.
I blame Steno. I think that's... Who else can you blame?
I don't know.
Or who else do you credit for these blocking approaches?
It makes me feel sad that maybe I was too hard on Billy Turner. Maybe he was trained to block like that.
He was trained to tag people. Just touch them with your hand and then stand around and occupy the space. Maybe.
And then the very next play. So we watch Myers fall on his face. Myers get the stiff arm and be the reason why the guy gets tackled. And then the very next play is the Myers snap it right into Christian Watson. And then...
But he blocked better in that play. He blocked better in that play, at least.
But he snapped it too early. Like a dingus, McGingus. And now, here's the key. I'm going to rewind this a little bit. I want you to watch Runyon.
Oh, yeah, he's on him.
Runyon's like, dude, it was on 2. Look at him. Dude, it was on 2. What the hell? So there you go. I'm not saying Josh Myers sucks.
I am. I'll say it.
But I know for a fact he missed a whole bunch of blocks on running plays. And that series was pretty much, he's the culprit for why it was destroyed. So I don't know how you can defend him when you're Andy Herman and all these other guys defending him.
There was a person who used to appear on our show who, told me how much better Myers was going to be than Lucas Patrick, and and Myers was gonna be so much better than Lucas Patrick, and then I don't understand. Lucas Patrick played great last year. He played awesome at center. That's what the Bears saw in him. That's why they signed him. Now, stupid cosmic force in the universe that allowed him to break his thumb second day of practice is dumb because it set him back, and now he can't play center, and he's just filling in at guard or whatever the hell they're doing with the Bears. But when he comes back and he gets to be center, he's going to be awesome because you just saw in the plays you showed earlier, he has awareness. He sees what's going on. Yeah, he blocks the person that he should, and he adjusts to what the defense is doing, so guys are blocked and his running backs don't get touched. So, and does Josh Myers do any of those things?
No. But now I want you to, instead of imagining that Bears defensive tackle, now Vita Vea is the guy he's going up against.
No, the Tampa Bay, I watched their defense. I watched most of that game against the Saints. Both those defenses are fast, physical. Watch those defenses and watch the Packer defense, which is, highly, they're going to be one of the best in the league and all this. It doesn't even look the same. They don't attack the same. They're not fast or as physical. And we got to face one of those this week against kind of this marshmallowy offensive line.
We're not talking about the Packers defense. We're talking about Myers facing Vita Vea on Sunday.
God, no.
I'm scared. I'm very scared.
Everyone should be scared.
But here's some reasons to not be scared.
Okay, make us feel better. Whoa, that trips me out. Yeah, okay.
Here's Aaron Jones' first TD. So what we're looking at here, up here in the top is this corner. He's going to come down in red. You got Lazard. He's going to come over and he's going to take out this linebacker. Okay. And then you got good old Royce. He's going to come out, take out the corner. And they got our guy we just talked about, Myers, is going to come around and he's going to block this guy who's circled in yellow because somehow he's going to get all the way over here, and then Myers is going to block him right about here. And when he blocks him, the reason why I have this guy in red is because Aaron Jones does a fake out like he's going to the outside, and then he cuts it back inside instead, and then it squeezes right through. Beautiful running by Aaron Jones. Really good play call. The guys did good job. This was a good play by Myers and by Royce and Lazard. They all got their blocks. They all got to where they needed to get to, and it was very nice. Look at this. Super easy. Just get through a couple easy tackles, you're good to go. And this is just kind of showing the same thing. You got a down block here from Davis, down block here from Jenkins. I think Runyon is supposed to get to 58, but he gets caught in the wash with 90 somehow. And then Yash is supposed to be on 53. And then these two guys are both doing the pulling.
And before you play it, that was something I noticed in this game. I was like, oh, the Packers are doing some different blocking concepts other than just the zone blocking concept. They're pulling guys. They're doing some down blocking and pulling. They're doing some double teams and different things. And I was like, I like those plays are working better. Can we do more of those plays? And maybe that's what fits these guys a little bit better. Maybe Josh Myers is actually he's got pretty good feet. We saw him at practice. We were impressed by his feet.
Yeah. He looked great in practice.
He can move. Royce can move. And a lot of times when you pull and you're on the move and you're a big guy, you don't have to get a devastating block, right? You just got to kind of lead and get in the way, cause some additional traffic for the defenders so they can't locate the running back, and the running back picks his hole. When he's as good as Jones, all he needs is a little sliver, right? So maybe this is a much better approach than the zone, blah, 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 stick your arms on guys and don't really block them, and then your guy gets creamed. To think about.
You said the key is they don't have to sustain a block.
That's true.
The biggest problem with when they do the everybody flow to one side, they have to sustain the blocks the entire time. Get on the guy and then hold it as they're moving and trying to use their power to move that guy with them and then sustain the block. With these pulling plays like this, you got the crack back by 84 and 74 who just take the guy up for a second and then they're out of the play. And then the two guys that pull, they do a lot of running, and then they just got to get on their guy for like a little split second so that Jones can sneak past them, right? But they're not sustaining blocks for very long. None of them. They're either running first and then getting in the way, or they're just crack backing right away to get those guys off the scent and out of the play. And that's why it works. So just watch 84 and 74. Take them out. That's it. They're done. 2 seconds. Just take those guys out of the play. That's all you got to do. And that's why it works so well. So, I don't know. I'm excited for all that. When you watch that, it was really cool. It was a different wrinkle.
Mm-hmm.
It made me proud to be a Packer fan and go like, hey, what's this? I like it. So, like you said, it's something new. It's something we haven't seen before. And it's very similar to the second Jones touchdown, which, of course, was not a run. It was a pass, apparently, just to give Aaron Rodgers
I got a question about that. When they installed those jet sweep plays, and why didn't anybody ask this question? When they installed those kind of jet sweep plays, normally those are handoff. Did Aaron Rodgers change it so he could be back just a little bit so he could go like this and get a passing credit for that? Do you think?
Maybe.
All
I know is when they played the Vikings, those were all runs, and then all of a sudden, when Christian Watson had him this time, they were passes. Did you notice? Because they were in front of, he ran in front of Rodgers this time. It's interesting. I don't know if that's what happened, but we talked about the runs the other day.
They made his completion percentage go up and gave him some more yards. And hey,
and some touchdowns.
I don't have any problem with it. Brett Favre dumped it off to Amon Green and got a bunch of yards and touchdowns for like 6 years. Great. Do it if you got to do it, as long as it works. I don't care. But, I think that was a quarterback decision, not a offensive play caller decision.
Yeah. I guess so. All right, you ready for Aaron Jones touchdown number 2?
I'm ready for number 2. Let's have it. I was ready for number 2.
This play is the Sammy Watkins play. I don't know if anybody knows this. You might think it's an Aaron Jones play or A.J. Dillon because he's the lead blocker on the play. Nope. This is all Sammy Watkins. This is kind of like that fourth down stop where it was Reed who made the play, really. Sammy Watkins makes the play on this one. And here's why. I got him circled here in this gold, right? He blocks this corner, this safety, and this corner. And you're thinking, how does this corner get blocked? Well, because he's in man coverage with Aaron Jones, so he comes all the way across the field. But Sammy Watkins gets all 3 of these guys blocked so that Aaron Jones has a free reign with just A.J. Dillon blocking this guy. And also, Jenkins gets his butt kicked right away, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. That's what this red is, by the way.
There's plenty of that in the game. Jenkins struggled.
All right. So as you're looking, this is the guy that Jenkins couldn't get to, but he's not fast enough to catch Aaron Jones. Here you got Sammy Watkins blocking the first guy. This linebacker is going to get around, but A.J. Dillon's going to take care of him. And you're going to watch. But don't worry about A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones. Worry about Sammy Watkins. Watch Sammy Watkins take this guy here. He's going to block him into this guy and this guy. It's awesome. That's so cool. That's the kind of stuff that when you watch it back again and you're like, man, that's why the play worked. Because Sammy Watkins blocking downfield. I can tell you if we had 17 out there, he wouldn't be blocking downfield. Right? And that's the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, maybe Sammy Watkins isn't going to get 17 targets a game like, Devontae Adams did. But you know what? He just blocked 3 guys on a touchdown pass to Aaron Jones. So, hey, I'll take it. That was a great play. Great play.
A lot of times, like, if you can sustain blocks, I don't care who you are. If you can sustain blocks as a receiver, any level, but especially at the second level and the D-back levels, it just causes so many problems, because like you said right there, did Sammy Watkins really get any hits on those guys? Not really. But there was enough traffic. They couldn't, they had to go around that guy, their teammate who was being blocked the whole time. They had to pick a side and try to get around that. And then one guy runs into him. The other guy goes around, but he has to take a longer path and he can't get there. So it's blocking in space, sustaining blocks, just the most important damn thing pretty much to success in running plays and passing plays at, yards after the catch. But especially running plays. And that's, again, people gave me crap about my top 10 offensive linemen, but
yeah, I mean, Yash, I don't think he's a top 10 offensive lineman.
Well, I was based on last year, and I thought he was going to be that. I thought he was going to take a step up this year, and he's taking a step way back. I don't know what's going on with him. It's weird. But anyway, beside the point. People give me crap for that. But I was basing it on not just the guys that make, the big hits once in a while. I was basing it on the guys who are consistently sustaining blocks. Those guys I give a lot of value to. So, because it doesn't matter. You don't got to destroy a guy. You got to block a guy. Anyway, Jones was awesome in this game. I wondered, and again, if there was a full tape review, how many times when he made just a little adjustment and move, how many guys he made miss. He was incredible in this game. I wish I would believe he could also do that against Tampa Bay, but I don't know, especially in Tampa Bay, that that's going to go quite the same. But we'll see. We're focused on the Bears game. 27-10 win.
This is my last video. This is just, I didn't make any arrows or nothing. It's just Aaron Jones being awesome.
We'll get it back.
That's all it is. It's not his biggest run of the day, but it's my favorite run of his that was of the day. So I don't even know what happens. I just know it's good. Though DeGuara does get a good block on this, I remember. So here you go. Just watch him. Just watch Aaron Jones be awesome. Just runs hard, man. He just runs hard. We're going to watch it one more time.
Here, pause it right here. Okay, so it's not even good blocking. I mean, let's just be real here. Like, Myers kind of missed his guy already. He sort of, the guy beat him upfield, so he at least kind of stuck with him a little bit, but that's the guy with his arms extended trying to get to Jones. Royce is sort of helping with a hand on the guy that Jenkins is blocking, but nobody's getting to that second tier guy who's got a clear shot at Jones. Runyon's out in front, wants to block somebody, but kind of ends up almost tackling Jones at the end. And I mean, who's got a good block here? The only guy with a good block here is DeGuara. That's it. Yeah, nobody else has got a good block on this play.
DeGuara had a couple good blocks on Aaron Jones runs, by the way.
And it's a what, a 12, 15-yard run, and only one guy got a good block. So all that nonsense about like the line and all 11 got to do their job, like, no. A lot of times, sometimes if you have an awesome guy, one guy has to do the job, and it's a successful play. Just to bust those myths in football. There you go, Runyon, way to tackle him at the end. Okay.
Well, at least he helped him up at the end. So there you go. That's our happy Aaron Jones video at the very end. That's all you have to worry about.
Aaron Jones was ridiculous in this game. Dylan, had a rougher going, but he ran hard and he pounded in there, and he did what he had to do.
I watched the film. I was complaining about he had a lot of cutback runs or whatever, and there was nowhere for him to go and when he cut back. So, I mean, I wish they wouldn't run him out of the shotgun so much. I wish he would be more out of I formation a little bit more. Give him some down hit, because there's a couple times where, like, the first guy touched him and then he just like plowed through that and got another 8 yards, and it was awesome because he had a full head of steam. And then there were times where he had to do the cutback and then there was nothing there and the guy held him up and he got like 1 yard. Or if he would have just been able to go straight, he probably would have got 3-4 yards because it just would have had his power and his inertia would have ran right through the defensive tackle that was in the way. Because you got to think, AJ Dillon's coming at you with a full head of steam while you're just engaged with the block, getting off that block, trying to then tackle him, right? You're the guy who's surprised, where AJ Dillon's got the full head of steam. But when he's coming out of shotgun, he's coming from a dead standstill when he gets the ball, and then he has to try to get caught up again, and it's just not the same. And by the time he gets caught up, the other guy's already gotten off the block. It doesn't work unless the blocking works in front of him. And that's a difference. Jones should be running out of shotgun because he can find this crease, and Dillon should be running out of I formation because he will make you pay.
Yeah, and they don't do a lot of I formation anymore.
I don't give a crap.
But even in like the offset back or single back set, that's still something. Quarterback under center. There's not a lot of quarterback under center anymore. They do a lot of gun stuff or that type of stuff. I don't know. It's a different view for the running back, right? And it is a different starting point because, like, if the running back set behind the quarterback's under center, and the running back can even be head up behind the quarterback, it's a different approach. Like, I didn't play running back, but I've heard people talk about it a bunch, and a lot of times running backs prefer that starting point versus the off, right of the quarterback or off left of the quarterback in shotgun, and then you either continue on the side you're on if it's a pitch play, or if you cross behind the quarterback or go in front of him and he hands out, you're going to the other side. It's just a little bit different vantage point, and some guys can do that well with their vision and some guys can't. And Aaron Jones has exceptional vision on top of everything else. And sometimes, some of the holes he presses and then kind of slivers through. I didn't think there was anything there, or going to be anything in there, and he finds it and he makes a positive play. So
the big question is, what are we going to do?
Nope.
With Tampa Bay.
Nope. We can't go there yet. I don't want to think about it. It's too scary. I mean, we can talk about it.
We got to tune in at 7:00 on Friday.
It's so scary. Oh my God.
And we'll talk about it at 7:00 on Friday.
Tampa Bay's D is crazy fast, crazy physical, right in the front seven. Yeah. But then we've seen
corners are tough and beat the crap out of guys.
Yep. Their corners and safeties will grab and hold and beat the crap out of you. They got Tom Brady on their team, so they can pretty much do whatever they want.
Well, not always. I mean, Mike Evans got suspended, though he is trying to appeal it or whatever. But
right, and that's not even that.
Have
big
you seen
of a
that
loss.
yet? Like actual seen what happened?
I did, yeah. It was just dumb. Like, what is he?
Well, he came from the sidelines. He just came running up there. He just hates that guy. He just wanted to smack him.
I know. They were just, and those guys have been going at it hostile for years now, and
that reminds me,
blew up.
Do you remember when
you and me? Yeah.
When it was like Cortland Finnegan, and he was with the Titans, and they were playing the Houston Texans, and Andre Johnson, who like never said a peep to anybody, he was like super quiet. And then one game, he just started punching the crap out of Cortland Finnegan for some reason. Like, as apparently everybody hates that guy. And so Andre Johnson, who was like the most professional, nice guy, wide receiver for the Houston Texans, right in the early 2010s, whatever, early 2010s. Super good guy, doesn't say a whole lot, just went out, worked hard. Kind of like a Marvin Harrison kind of guy. Never got in trouble. And then one game, he just punched that dude because he was so mad at him. All right. Now, I don't know. Like Evans, I don't know if he's a jerk or what, but hopefully he doesn't play. That's good because he's a big, tall guy and he's hard to cover.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think he is a great cover for Stokes because he basically just runs straight. So Stokes could cover his ass all the game long because as long as you don't change direction, Stokes can cover you. So I think it's not that big of a deal to me whether Mike Evans plays or not. I'm more concerned about the Tampa Bay defense. Like this game, the offense, I would expect as a Packers fan, the Packers offense to struggle. I will expect them to struggle. Aaron Rodgers is going to be under pressure a lot. The running backs are not going to have many holes. And when they don't have blocking, they're not going to be able to have all these big broken tackles and plays and like you saw against the Bears because this defense is way different. So I expect the offense to be very bad and struggle a lot. So that means this defense has to step up and win this game. That means we got to get I think they can too. We got to get some picks from Tom Brady. You got to pressure Brady. I mean, that's always the key.
What they cannot do is don't try to get around the offense or the offensive tackles. Just go through the offensive tackle.
Yeah.
Don't give Brady a step up, in the pocket. Kenny Clark, those guys, just bull rush. Don't even try to go around, because if he steps up, you're screwed. And then the outside guys, if you just bull rush and take an inside move, if he runs to the outside, let him. I've never seen Tom Brady complete a pass when he's running to the outside in my life. The guy doesn't do it, and he sure as heck isn't going to run for 80 yards doing it that way. Somebody will be there to catch him. Rasul Douglas will be there. He'll run after him and smack him. So, or Quay Walker or whoever.
Yeah.
But do not rush upfield and try to come back. Just go straight at him. Straight at him. Straight at him. Make the pocket shrink around him. Do not try to go around. That is dumb.
Yeah. Constrict the pocket. Like, collapse it. Like you said. Because Brady's got better at kind of shifting around in the pocket a little bit more. So you gotta bring guys into his lap. That's how you get pressure on him. And when you do that, you see what he does. He just throws it up because he doesn't want to get hit. He'll just throw it up there.
Get some free run. This is the game to be doing some confusion, because that's even a better thing right there. Because if you like put like 6 guys up on a line of scrimmage, but only 4 of them come, and 3 of them all come from this side, and 2 guys back out, right? But you blitz Savage or you blitz Quay Walker or somebody fast, Brady's going to just freak out and chuck it. We know that's gonna. He did it. He did it at the NFC Championship game 2 years ago. That's how we got a pick. Was Savage went and blitzed him, and he just threw it up in the air like a ding dong, and Amos picked it off. So that's a good. I like that. But I don't know if we haven't seen Joe Barry do that. I don't think. But I would love to see that. Have 6 guys just sitting in the line of scrimmage, and you don't know which guys are coming, which guys aren't coming, and make that Tampa Bay offensive line, which let's face it, is a little on the downswing this year because they lost a couple guys to injury and to retirement and all this other stuff in free agency. Yep. Lost a guy to free agency, another guy to retirement, two guys got hurt. So they got it. Their offensive line is gonna be similar to what ours is. Guys who haven't played together before, don't have as much experience, and because we haven't shown that on tape of us, doing that crazy blitzing schemes, we've been pretty vanilla in the pass rush the first 2 games. Hey, let's do something a little bit crazier. I mean, if Joe Barry wants to play zone so bad, fine. But then blitz on the other end, blitz at the line of scrimmage and play zone behind if that's what you want to do so bad.
Yeah, and create, like you said, numbers advantages on one side of the line, like we saw him do in the playoff game last year, where they had 3 guys on one side and only 1 guy on the other side.
Yeah, and the one guy was Kenny Clark, and he couldn't do anything, and that was fine.
Because the offensive line has rules to follow, and they're going to occupy their space. They're not going to all shift over to the side or overload one side because you overload one side. Because they're going to be concerned about a late blitzer coming or some of those guys that are lined up on the line dropping off and some of the games you can play. So they're going to stay sound. They're going to be like 5 guys. We're going to occupy this space. So I don't know why teams don't do that more. I mean, I guess they do it more don't do it more because they're afraid of opening a big hole for the quarterback to run. But in this case, you ain't got to worry about it. He's 50 years old. He's ancient as hell. Like, he ain't going to run very far. And if he does take off and run, he's going to slide as soon as someone gets close to him. So this is the game to do it. Overload. 3-by-1 on the D line. Or go. Let's get crazy. Let's do 4 on one side. Let's do center to the tackle, 4 guys, and see what the hell they do. Oh my God, it'd be amazing.
I mean, that's what they did to Jimmy Garoppolo, and he's similar. Like, he doesn't really run, and Tom Brady's less athletic than he is. So, I mean, they did do some cool stuff in the playoffs last year. They had some really cool defensive stuff. Of course, it was super cold and nobody could pass, and it was kind of a weird game. But this is not going to be cold, but it's going to be probably muggy and crappy.
That's the other concern for the
Brady's
Packers.
But he's probably without a bunch of wide receivers. So, I mean, this is the time to do it. Take it to them early and start smacking them up, and then, that'll maybe give you a little bit of an advantage with maybe field position, stuff like that, because you're, causing punts early and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. But like, I would like to see a little bit more diverse defense against Tampa Bay, and not in coverage, in pressure. Yep. Coverage, keep it steady, because if you try to do crazy stuff, Tom Brady will probably find where your hole is. But if you stay smart on the back end, but then be creative with the blitzes and with the pressure, that'll confuse the offensive line. So that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah, I like that too. Unfortunately, as the Packers have to prepare for a game in Tampa, Florida, which that heat and humidity can throw people off and cause problems, cause more substitutions, all this sort of stuff. It's cooling down in Wisconsin. Like, tomorrow it's going to be in the 50s.
I know.
And nice. We got a little cold. I know it's nice for us, but it's not good for the Packers to prepare for Florida weather when it's getting that cool here. But
it was just weird. Like, yesterday it was like 80 something over here.
Yeah.
And then today it was like 62. And I'm like, nice. And tomorrow's supposed to be like 59. And I'm like, all right. That's my 59, 62. That's where I want to be. 70 is too hot. 68 is too hot. 70, 65, 59 is 65. That's where I want to live.
65 with a light breeze. That's what I always say.
Yeah, that's the perfect.
That's because we grew up on Lake Michigan. Anyway, okay, so don't forget, if you listened to us tonight and you enjoyed it, or even if you didn't, our radio show's a little different because we're more structured and we're timed. We got to take breaks there and we got to stay on time.
Yeah.
So that's Friday night, 7 to 8 p.m. We're going to stream it. I think what we're going to do this week is stream it on the station Facebook page and maybe not stream it on our stuff. So we'll just kind of check on that. But we will post it later on too. If you miss it, it'll be out there available for you too if you can't catch it live, 7 to 8 p.m. Friday night. Remember though, if you want to call in, oh crap! David says 102 degrees feels like in Mississippi today. Oof,
Well, that
David,
sucks.
we couldn't live by you. We appreciate
No
you as a
freaking
Packers
way.
fan, but I could not take that heat, my friend.
It gets above 72, and I'm give me some air conditioning.
But don't forget, if you got a shot and you got a phone and you got time, you can call into our show on Friday nights live on the radio, 844-967-2789. 844-967-2789. I'm going to put it in here. Look at this.
You should put it in there.
Put it in there, 2789. Call that number for Hafeman Bros show live 7 to 8 p.m. and we can bring you on our show and get your takes. You can bring up stuff, test us if you want, what have you. And at some point this season, there will be the radio show will be used as a debate show. That'll be our next
That's
debate.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah. So on the bye week, our radio show is going to be the debate show, and we'll tag Evan, maybe our producer, to like give us the questions or something.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like.
Or maybe you, the callers, can call in and give us anything you want. We'll have some prepared questions, and then we'll have like a wild callers question section.
I kind of like Raider Rick doing it.
All right, Raider Rick is good. Yeah, we'll see if he's available. You know, sometimes he's busy. He's judging beer competitions.
That's
or
true. He does judge a lot of beer.
Mead or whatever he does, or all that stuff. Check it on his worms, wrangling worms, all that stuff.
That's true. He does all those things.
Yeah, he does. All right. Well, you guys are great. Anyway, 27-10. Packers win.
Great win.
1-1 in the division.
Team win.
That was a team win. This weekend cannot be a team win. It's going to be a defensive win if we're going to get it. So we got to hope the D steps up. But we'll talk more about that on Friday night, 7 o'clock. You can catch us on the radio. You can catch us on the stream. I'll put out stuff on our Facebook page. If you haven't found the Facebook page, check it out. And then, yeah, we appreciate you guys. Be good. Stay good, okay? And enjoy your week until we get to Friday night and see you then. And then, man, looking forward to that game. It'll be interesting for sure, 100%.